Good morning and welcome to English 101. My name is Margaret France. I have a PhD in English literature from UC Davis. So if you would like to refer to me as Margaret, that's super. If you want to refer to me in a little bit more formal way, Dr. France is great. My pronouns are she, her. And just a little bit of background about me, I graduated from Davis High School in 1994, so perhaps some of your parents went to high school with me. Who can say? But I lived away from the Valley for about 25 years, and I came back here in 2019 to teach at YVC, and I love it. This is the best group of colleagues I've ever worked with. I love working with the student population here. I really do enjoy it. And so with that said, I want to encourage you to reach out to me through email, through text. My personal telephone number is on the syllabus and many other documents related to this class. That's the way that I set up meetings for discussing what's going on in the class or specific assignments. I'm willing to talk on the phone. I'm willing to Zoom with you, but please use those points of contact and don't hesitate to reach out. So there's a little bit more about me in the forum Who Are You?, which I'm assuming that many of you are working on that assignment right now. And all I wanted to do today was to introduce you to the course, what it's for, how you will succeed in it, and the most important thing. There's only one deadline in this course that is super important. That is the deadline for draft workshop. Always make the deadline for draft workshop. Everything else within reason, if you communicate with me and let me know what's going on, I can be pretty flexible about. You're going to be doing a lot of writing in this course and a lot of reading in this course, because the core purpose of English 101 is to make you a more effective communicator and reader. And reading and writing, maybe there was some point where you got a paperback from a language arts teacher, or you were given something to read and you really didn't get it, and you thought, well, I'm just not good at this reading and writing thing. And reading and writing is basically, there's almost nothing that you can't develop your skills for. And the way that you develop skills is through practice. And so most of this course is practice. Most of this course is writing 200 to 300 words, and that's about a page, that's about a typed page for every single thing that you read in this course. And that page that you write is going to be posted to a discussion forum so that everybody else can read it. So you will be thinking about your audience, right? You're like, I want to put something out there that everybody else can read, that I can feel good about, right? So that's an accountability. But that also means that you have the opportunity to get to know each other and to kind of get inspiration from what other people are doing. And to go back to what I said about the workshops being important, one of the reasons that the workshops are so important is that when you are given a paper, when you are given a response prompt, every piece of writing that you are given is a way of solving a problem. And when you are all working on the same problem, it can be really, really helpful to see how other people are approaching those problems. And one of the things that I love about this course is that you become part of a community of problem solvers, and you can see how other people work and think, oh, maybe this is an approach that could work for me. And also, of course, because we are communicating our ideas, we're communicating our beliefs in some sense, you just get to know other people. And we are definitely in a time in our world where it feels like many people are much more cut off from feeling like part of a community. And so one of the things that I strive to do in this course is to make it, even though we're online, feel as much like a community as possible. With that said, I will not have required Zoom meetings where everybody is on a Zoom at the same time. That's never going to happen. I also will not have required group projects. This is a course that is designed to be accessible to a very, very broad community with a lot of different needs and demands on their time. And so some of you are working full-time, some of you are involved in childcare, elder care, some of you are taking other classes at a high school, And so I don't think that it's fair to require you to come together. If we were conducting the class in person, obviously you would have to come to the class, right? But because this class is online, I'm trying to keep it entirely online as much as possible, which is to say that you get to do this on your schedule within the sort of boundaries that I set up by giving assignments, deadlines, and things like that. So how will you succeed in this course? Read. Read, read, read. Some of the things that I give you to read aren't even things that you read. Some of the things that I give you to read are things that you listen to. Some things that I give you to read are things that you also look at. We'll be doing a graphic novel. Some things that I give you to read will be things that you watch. When I say read and when I say text, I mean you are giving your attention to something that is trying to communicate something. And you are asking questions of it and trying to interpret it. That is reading. Some of you might be familiar with RuPaul's Drag Race and the term read as a way of putting someone down. And of course, that is a kind of reading. When you look at someone's face and try to intuit what they're feeling, that is a kind of reading. And so what I want to encourage you to do is not only take our text seriously and ask questions and interpret them, but to see if you can maybe do more reading of the world around you and see what that brings. I don't know if you know any bird watchers. I think bird watching is really boring. Oh my God, I think it's so boring. But people who are bird watchers, who have trained themselves to read birds, take a great deal of pleasure in seeing a bird and knowing what it's about. And so what I'm trying to do is to get you to look at the world around you and take more pleasure in it by finding new ways to identify, to interpret, to ask questions. Reading is a way of making yourself more curious, and curious people are rarely bored and often learning all the time. And what a great way to be. Isn't that how we want to be? Curious people. So reading is really important, obviously. Writing is really important. I'm going to have you write so often. Again, every time you read something, you're going to write about a page about it, and that's a page that everybody else can read. Don't be precious. Don't be frightened. We are all our harshest judges, right? We are not going to comment on each other's works in ways that are cruel or trollish. We are going to take comments from each other, knowing that each of us wants the other to succeed. All of you can succeed. I see it. And all of you want each other to succeed. This is not a class that's graded on a curve. There's not going to be like one person who's so excellent who's going to ruin it for the rest of you. I think that you all have the chance to be excellent. And one of the ways that you become better is through going into our course with an abundance mindset where we can all make each other better and we can all improve from watching each other. So when you post something, you're going to get that feeling in your stomach where you're like, oh, maybe it's not good enough, or maybe I'm getting this wrong. Do the writing, 200, 300 words, post it. Maybe you won't get a lot of comments, maybe you won't get any comments. But just the act of preparing something to be read by your fellow students, just the act of writing something about what you read, is helping you understand what you've read and making you a better writer. Because again, reading and writing is not about being born good at reading and writing. Reading and writing is about practicing. So we're going to do a lot of practice here. The other thing that I wanted to say something about is that this course is about reading and writing, but we have to have a subject matter. And the subject matter that we're using as our our invitation to read and write is about health. And Obviously, health is of great concern, and we're looking at narratives about health. So how do you find the things that we're reading for this class? Many of them are files in our file section on Canvas. And then there are 3 books. You need to purchase all 3 books. If you go to the YVC bookstore, you'll find the ISBN numbers for those books. And then with the ISBN numbers, you can find them from many sources. You can also just buy them directly from the YVC bookstore. That's a great option, super option. If you haven't done this yet, you need to do this right now. And each book is a book that I think is actually kind of fun that you might want to read on your own. One is called Who's Your Source? And it's about how to read and responsibly use other people's work and how to develop arguments using other people's work. And that is right in line with the course objectives for English 101. The other book, the 2 other books are works of nonfiction. One is called Marbles, and it's a graphic novel, so it's like a big comic book. It's a memoir by a queer woman in Seattle who struggles with various mental health issues and like her process getting diagnosed and things like that. And then the other book is called Diagnosis, and it's a collection of columns from the New York Times of a doctor sort of in a very Murder, She Wrote, Sherlock Holmesy way trying to figure out what's going on with these patients. And it's very charming. It's very short. Back in the day, I would say it was like a bathroom reading sort of situation. But those columns are very fun, and if you're a hypochondriac, I'm sorry. So please get the books now. Get on Canvas. Introduce yourself in the Who Am I section. I'm about to do that myself. And welcome to English 101. Again, I'm Margaret France. You can call me Margaret. You can call me Dr. France. My pronouns are she, her. And I think we're going to have a great quarter together. Please feel free to reach out to me by email or my telephone. You have the number on the syllabus. Also, if you have any questions about what we're doing this term, what the major assignments are, anything like that, all of that information is in the syllabus, which is in the file section on Canvas, or you can just go through Canvas. All of the assignments are posted. Please have a wonderful day. Welcome to YVC if this is your first quarter, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you.